How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Melania tapes. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll back up a little bit here to explain to you what's going on so we're on the same page with each other. Melania Trump's former senior advisor and quote-unquote friend, Stephanie Volkov, is writing a book about Melania. I won't call the name of the book in this video or provide you a link to go buy it. This is not an ad for the lady's book. This is about the Melania tapes and the content of the tapes. But I digress. So the lady's writing the book based on recordings that she secretly recorded of Melania during their private phone calls back in 2018. They spoke about a variety of different things. They spoke about the border separation policy, Christmas decorations, all kind of stuff. The lady put it out, in my humble opinion, to try to interfere with the election. You know, it's funny because she did a exclusive CNN interview, and CNN would talk about Trump trying to interfere with the election and trying to interfere with voting and Russia this and Ukraine that. But really, they're the ones trying to sway the election, trying to quote unquote interfere with the election by having this lady present secretly recorded audio of the first lady right in October before the November election. But before we go down that rabbit hole, let's roll some of the tapes. If you want to hear more of the tapes, I'll provide all of what I have in the description box below. You can hear it for yourself. After we get done listening to that, I'll talk about what was said there. Then I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detail analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
All these kids that I met, they are here in the shelters because they were brought by it through coyotes, the people, or trafficking, and that's why they put them in jail. And the kids that they go in shelters, and the way they take care of them, it's, you know, they even said, the kids, they say, wow, I will have my own bed, I will sleep on the bed, I will have a cabinet for my clothes. It's so sad to hear it, but they didn't have that in their own countries. Right. They sleep on the floor. They are, you know, they are fed. They are taking care nicely there. But, you know, yeah, they are not with parents. It's sad. But when they come here alone or with coyotes or illegally, you know, you need to do something. Right. And a lot of like moms and kids, they are taught how to do it. They go over and they say like, oh, we will be killed by gang member. We will be it's so dangerous. Mm-hmm. So they allowed to stay here. Do you understand?
I do. And they're the ones that are the bad ones.
Yeah, and they are not, you know, it's not true that they would, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some of them, they're using that lines that, you know, they're not professional, but they are taught by other people what to say to come over and to, you know, to let them go, to stay here. Because, you know, they could easily stay in Mexico, but they don't want to stay in Mexico because Mexico doesn't take care of them the same as America does. They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough. I don't do enough.
No.
Where I am, I'm working like my ass off.
I know.
That Christmas stuff that, you know, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Yeah, but 100%. You have no choice.
And then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, oh, what about the children that they were separated? Give me a break. Where they were saying anything when Obama did that?
I know.
I cannot go. I was trying to get the kid reunited with the mom. I didn't have a chance. Needs to go through the process and through the law.
But here's my thing. Hear what you just said. But instead of that, if you're messaging, you were so loved.
They would not do the story. We put it out. They would not do the story.
I'm telling you.
You would not believe it. They would not do the story because they would not do the story because they are against us because they're liberal media. Yeah, if I go to Fox, they will do the story. I don't want to go to Fox.
Nope.
All the time that he is only one for everything.
So
you understand?
I do. So what prompted you to want to buy that jacket?
I'm driving liberals crazy, that's for sure. And that's what, and they deserve it. You understand?
I know.
And everybody's like, oh my God, this is the worst, this is the worst. After, I mean, come on.
I know, and
they are crazy, okay?
All right, so you heard that, didn't really see it, but you heard it. Now, the lady tried to put it out there to make Melania look bad, as did CNN, but it makes her look great, in my humble opinion. You don't really see much from Melania. You don't hear from her too much. Every now and again, she'll speak, but for the most part, she's in the cut, just kind of just being quiet, doing her thing. So people have a misconception of Melania. Not everyone, but some of us. Some people, not me, not you guys watching, you guys are great. But people think that Melania is just weak and she can't escape and she's being abused. She's a victim. No. That ain't the case. Trump is an alpha male and Melania is an alpha female. Don't get it twisted. You know, she's not going to be all loud and verbose and brawny and masculine like somebody else that was in the White House. I won't say their names, Michelle. But anyway, she's not going to be all brutish, but she's going to be alpha in her own way. Very sharp as a razor. You know, what she was saying was facts. People might say that she was too abrasive, talking about, you know, the whole Christmas thing, the decoration, who gives a F about the decorations. I mean, I get it. Ted Lieu tried to pretend to be offended because he's Christian. It's like, man, please, if you're Christian and you're following your tenets, I won't get too deep into that because I ain't trying to offend nobody, but your Christianity should be more about, you know, following the ways of God, the ways of Jesus and the Bible, not so much about commercial holidays. So what you said about decorations is right on point. I mean, is anybody really, like, on their calendar, do they have, okay, on this particular day, we're going to see the White House decorated with decorations? Like, is that really a big thing everybody cares about? Or is it about the policies that come from the White House? Talking about healthcare, talking about taxes, things like that. You know, national security, the virus, aren't those bigger issues? But I'll move on. She was right on point with that. And then what she was saying about the child separation is on point because nobody cared when it was Barack Obama. As a matter of fact, they post pictures from Obama's presidency back in like 2014 to try and hurt Trump with this whole kids in cages kerfuffle because nobody cared back then. They don't even know what was going on back then. They didn't care so much. So she was right on point. Nobody could say anything otherwise. And I like how direct she was, how real she was. She's an authentic person. You see, one thing people like sometimes are politicians. It's kind of a love-hate thing. People love politicos because they can be fake. They can be an idealized version of a human being, but not really a real human being. It's like watching a movie or, you know, any kind of scripted TV show. Everybody looks perfect. They got all kind of crazy bodies and face and stuff like that. But that's plastic surgery. That's Botox. That's liposuction. That's artificial, you know, people getting ribs removed. People aren't really what you see. It's smoke and mirrors. It's like living in Los Angeles. DC is the political version of Los Angeles. You know, people are fake. It's not really real. But when you have an authentic person like Melania Trump and Donald Trump, it's a shock. People aren't really ready for it. They want you to say the perfect thing all the time rather than just being authentic and real. And you can feel that authenticity coming straight through the speakers when you hear it. You can see it when you look at it. So people really enjoy Melania for that. They're trying to make her look bad, like she's not sensitive and lacks empathy. But what she was saying was right on point. And about the kids coming to the border, being in the so-called detention centers, they live better there than when they were before. You know, I mean, because you're coming from some serious poverty where you don't have any kind of American amenities. Even the penitentiary, jail, holding facility, whatever you call it, is better than where they come from. Oh, they got kids in cages. Well, where did they live before they voluntarily came up there? Okay. And then this whole thing about, you know, they come up to the border and give you a whole sob story. That's a fact. Everybody knows that. That's not even a thing that is controversial at all. To get this whole sob story, oh, the gangs, they kidnapped me, boo-hoo. It's like, man, come on, you trying to get some money. You try to go work in Alabama somewhere, building houses and cutting trees and, logging. You trying to get money and get cash here and or send it back to your country of origin. That's what you want to do. So don't give me this whole crime montage. I ain't really trying to hear it. This did not make Melania Trump look bad at all. If anything, it made that lady look bad. It made it be some kind of a single white female stalker type thing, fatal attraction type thing, okay? And it also made CNN appear to be complicit in some kind of, election interference. They talk about Melania being complicit. Complicit in what? What did she do that was wrong? You tell me. Tell me what Trump has done that is wrong, and somehow Melania is complicit and she can't do nothing because, please, Melania is a force into herself. Don't try to, because she's a woman. That's funny. As I close, I want to say this. The left will try to say that Melania is weak and can't do anything because she's a woman. But at the same time, they want to talk about girl power. So girl power only when it applies to those that you agree with. But when you don't agree with them, all of a sudden, she becomes weak and can't do anything and is just beholden to whatever Donald Trump wants to say and wants to do. It's not that way at all, especially not in America with the way the laws are. I mean, that's a whole different ball of wax, so I won't go down that road. At the end of the day, this made Melania Trump look very good, in my humble opinion, and I think in the opinion of many of us that are watching it with a realistic perspective rather than one that's crafted by the lamestream old school washed up media like the Comedy News Network, aka CNN. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Melania Trump came off as good in the tapes, bad in the tapes, authentic, fake? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. How you feel about that lady that's trying to sell this book? Is it kind of just shameless? You're trying to just cash in right now because of the election. You're trying to influence the election, talking about, oh, she was complicit and she didn't do anything. If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You guys know where I stand by now. The lady just trying to sell a book, trying to get money, trying to capitalize. And with friends like that, who needs enemies, huh? The swamp is pretty deep. People like that are swamp rats. All right, you are the first lady's friend and a senior advisor. Why would you do something like this? Money, yeah, power, yeah, but really it's about jealousy, it's about envy, and it's about a deep-seated hatred for the president and the first lady. And my question is, when did this revelation come about that you don't like the first lady or the president? When did that come about? Was it always there? Were you a mole from the beginning? Is this espionage? What's really happening? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.